Okay, okay. Hello everybody, how is everybody? Let's see who is here. Sorry for being a little bit late. Australian, oh my gosh, we have Australia. Hi Dion, hi Letty, hi Dean. Oh my gosh, Dean, you are so weird. Like, I mean, I woke up so early I wanted to sleep in, and there is like a message from Dean on a channel already like 7:30. Why are you doing up this early, man? So Sasha, hi. Ellie, hi. Aries, oh my gosh, guess what? Oh my gosh, I just realized I was uploading your stuff and then I had to restart a computer. So let me do that. Let me start uploading. I finished Aries in the morning. Let me do that. Second. So Aries, that's going to be interesting reading. I do have to tell you. I'm not going to spoil it. So let me see. Aries. What's wrong with this Aries reading? Something is wrong with this reading. I cannot even upload this. Okay. I guess I'll have to look later and see what it is. But it just recorded audio. So, oh my gosh, this Mercury retrograde is already starting. Okay, you guys have to wait. Hopefully files are not lost. So, let's see. Wake up every day at 6:30. Yeah, 6:30. I sometimes go to bed at 5, so it's completely different rhythm. Hi Cat, Cancer Leo rising, Moon in Virgo, LA. So thanks Sally for saying hi. Enjoy your company. Crispy, Australia. Oh my gosh, we have Australians here. That's awesome. So looks like I know they're very late. They're just sort of like already in their Sunday, but everybody's doing well. So what's going to happen this week? I'm just looking at my calendar over here. I like, this is such a blurry screen for some reason, and why is that? Let me just check. Oh well, I guess that's what it is. We are going in a Cancer new moon on Thursday. What else? We have Venus enters Virgo on Monday, so we'll get more practical, we'll get more organized. And on Tuesday we have Jupiter in Scorpio, so it's going to be kind of like all business for this week. So I'm just kind of like preparing you. So yeah, on the Cancer video today somebody left a really obnoxious message, sort of like she's really upset about these ads, right? she's not upset with me. Do you guys even know how long this takes? For every video that you see, and sometimes it's 40 minutes, sometimes it's an hour, it takes about 4 times more, because you have to prepare the material, you have to cut it, you have to edit it, you have to upload it. It takes time. So this, sorry to say, idiot, she is actually really upset. How dare you? You're my slave. It's just like, frankly, I chase narcissists like with a really, really harsh language off the side. Do not come back. And if you actually see one, I mean, as long as we're not rude, we don't want to do anything violent, but I kind of like set sort of like a mirror on them. So I said, here is your magnifying mirror. Whatever you're saying, let it 100 times come back to you. And that's all. So there it is. Well, Dean, it's actually, I'm really doing, whenever I'm doing readings, I'm doing a lots of preparation, which is kind of Reiki and meditation for this good energy. My channel is not junk tarot. My channel is like really where I spend my time, and you know, if I'm doing this, I want to make sure that people are being helped. So when people come like that, they're like really on a fritz. They better go to any of these junk tarot channels and make those happy. I have no patience for that. I don't want them. I don't want to grow with people like that. I just like really want a good crowd like you people here on this live. So that's awesome. Lati, you also woke up at 5. Look at the two of you. Hi Kimberly, how are you? Look at South Carolina. Nice. So who else? So it is Cancer period, and so let's acknowledge water, and let's start with water first. And why is this here? Oh, it's going to be better. It's really, really blurry on my end. I don't know why. YouTube had some, they call it improvements, and it was really, really so bad that they're like really messing up a whole bunch of files that I really have to do and work on it. So, hey, aloha. There's Sagittarius in the house. You have hurricanes showing up. Ooh. Actually, we are finally having a nice weather. Finally, my electricity started to work, which is maybe not a good news because it just came on its own and not on a fuse, so that can be actually serious hazard. But you know, as long as I can put my air conditioner and I'm at home and watching it, I'm fine with this. Oh, that's very nice. Well, I'm trying to kind of like use my therapy. We all kind of fall back to what we know and integrate with it. Sometimes I'm really trying not to be too kind of like high end and kind of like be more down to earth, and that's why I'm trying to use as simple language as possible. Hey, buongiorno, nani, how are you? So let's see, water, and there we go. Water. Look at, we have the islands, we have Hawaii, we have Puerto Rico, Buena Sera, that's right, pardon me, like it is the evening over there, I completely forgot. See, I am like, I loved when I came to North America. I was like instantaneously 6 hours younger. It was kind of like awesome. Hey, Temperance Rising. Hi, Brooke. How are you guys? How are you? Water. What is going on for water in this period? And it's going to be new moon in Cancer on Thursday, so it's going to be really important. So all signs should also watch Cancer just to see what's going on. Water. Ooh, nines and nines. Water is hitting some kind of wall. It's going from dark to light. That's kind of like awesome. Water. Any other messages for water? Any other messages for water? Any messages for water? This is interesting, right? This 6 of Wands was a general energy for all of us for July. So it is coming here for you guys. It looks like to me water. Look at this. You are kind of coming from something that has been upsetting, something that looks like maybe couldn't be resolved, and it could be like sometimes we control. Gosh, this is like a bad thing, but I hope and people are not going to take this YouTube blur against me. But oh, let me just invite people. Sorry, just a second. And where is the mouse? Let's invite people on Facebook. I keep forgetting it. Can somebody in the future just remind me? Cat, click this you know, button and invite people to come. So I'm going to do this right now. And here, yep, says put a password. Couldn't care less for passwords right now. Look at this, we actually have a smaller crowd. So we are all over our celebrations right now, and it's kind of like time to do it. So guys, something dark, something upsetting, something that can be going in the motions for some kind of reason, wash machine brain, that as I call it, right? But it's going from light to happiness to a point. You see, nines are sort of like positioning that we need to do. How we need to understand where do we belong in this particular life. And maybe something look really dark, something really look like we cannot move forward. But it came to the point of saying, wait a minute, I keep pushing, I'm not getting anywhere. And now it is, come to me. And certain things are actually resolving, and you're going to be amazed how when you allow karma to kind of like work on your behalf, what happens. And there's going to be some kind of exuberance, some kind of celebration, kind of like very winning and very loving energy. Or at the very least, lots of sex. So that kind of like can work as well. So that's kind of like pretty cool. So let me just see. We have Cancer first. So first of all, happy birthday. So Dean, your birthday is just exactly a week from now. Look at this. You'll be celebrating if you show up with so many ladies. So let's see. Cancer for 7th to the 13th. Cancer from 7th to the 13th. So guys, check out, and people ask me all the time, and Lati, thank you very much for helping, like, what do I look? Do I look my sun sign? Do I look my rising sign, ascendant, or do I look my moon? Well, look all of them, because this is a general reading. This is not an energy directed toward you. And so it's like a puzzle. You have a whole bunch of puzzles. So do you really want a one, or do you think you're going to see more if you have more? So the more you see, the more kind of like videos you see, the more you'll be able to integrate. And also some months one thing will resonate more, and other months another. So it's always good. So thank you, Brooke. So what do you guys think my accent? I mean, you know where I'm from, but I really hope that my accent got softer with living in North America. I'm still working on it, but hey, you know, it takes time, and it's a part of me that I don't want to lose it as well. So I just kind of want to make sure that I pronounce things properly, which at times doesn't happen. So Cancer. And I really hope Croatia today is playing, I think at 2 o'clock. Dean, that's what I want to put you in charge. Kind of tell us about the scores. I'm pretty sure you have your TSN opened. Why is this? Why is Cancer getting all these reversals? Cancer, maybe this kind of makes sense. Yes, it does make sense. See, tarot always has to make sense. So, yes, Brooke, I am Croatian originally, but mind you, I came here like really literally after my throat formed, and I couldn't lose it because of that. But like, I'm pretty much really Canadian, if you think about it. So Cancer, you have 3 of Pentacles, you have the Emperor, and you have Hangman. There is like a movement forward for you. There is something that needs to be done, which I kind of like see something destabilize you. It could have been a third party, could be that other people got involved. This actually really can talk about business as well. Somebody kind of like really either harming you, or maybe you still don't know, or there is a situation where there is not much you can do other than try to understand the situation. And kind of like, oh, thank you, Brooke, they are amazing, the beaches. And the Hangman is really good card. It's kind of like a card that kind of like gives us this understanding where, you know, many people just like, oh, this is what you did to me, off you go, and we kind of walk away without even trying to understand. Even if we completely think we're 100% right. You see, this person is, again, connecting with Emperor because he's crossing his legs like an emperor, as you can see it over here. And it is kind of like, okay, what destabilized me and what do I need to learn in this kind of circumstances? It might be a week of literally hanging, and it's kind of like that situation that most of us don't like. We like certainty, but it is done for a reason, for you to kind of like try to absorb the situation. So even when you really want something from someone, you can still maybe find yourself saying, excuse me, something is scratching me in my throat. You might find yourself saying, see, that's kind of really important. The throat is going to be some communication thing that you will, and I want to say it and it keeps preventing me each and every time. So maybe it's not what you need to say, because I wanted to say, you need to say, I do understand where you're coming from, and sure, let's go with this, but this throat prevented me, so that's not it. So you probably need to kind of like understand why they're doing that, not necessarily just like take it as granted. So that's kind of like really important. So let's see, who is the next? Yeah, the World Cup. I know that who is playing England. Sort of like England won't be my team. I'm betting on England and on Croatia for today, so we will see. We will see. I'm really big on soccer, but only on world soccer, nothing else. Really, I'm not interested as soccer player. Sometimes, woo, you listen to them talking, is like, what? What? You guys kind of like take the brain off? Like, it's just like sometimes really, really amazing. But like these players who get into this level, it's a different story, completely different story. And the next one would be Scorpio. Let's see, Scorpio. 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 Good morning, Jill, right? Jill. Good morning, Scorpio. Good morning. Oh, really, Dean? Okay. Yeah, I watch this religiously. Actually, don't even have cables. I'm watching it on the internet. I found TSN for free. So if anybody's interested, you know, you can just Google TSN live stream free and you will see it in one of the first 4 links. Scorpio. Well, there is another 9. Water. Because this is your period. Your sister sign is Cancer. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. You're stepping back. You're going from 9 to 8. There is like some level of some kind of like stepping back because of some kind of reason. And there is like Page of Cups. There is like something by stepping back is allowing you to get really loving energy. You see that? Come to me. It's really describing you, Scorpio. You are literally going to go through that energy. These are love arrows. There's something is going on. It's sort of like energy that is like inner strength that kind of like needs to be dealt with from inside. Really, really good one. So there is like some kind of love offer or somebody will expressing love. It's kind of like really, really awesome, right? So yeah, Scorpio, yay. It's got all of you water signs will have that some kind of finality in this, and I see actually Cancer going through that finality with observing the situation, and Scorpio with stepping back and actually looking from a different standpoint as well. And no, I don't want 78 cards. I just like one few for Pisces. Pisces. Oh, really? Cable busters. You know, if you really think about it, like these people buy this like really big antenna. A long time ago, I dated this guy who worked for a cable company, and he goes, we paid this like huge big antenna, so they interfere with this little antenna, so they cannot get right what they need to get. And he said, yeah, you know, when I install things for people, I install a full blast kind of a thing. So I just like don't believe in that. Of course, he was Aquarius, and I can imagine that he was working there for a long time. I have one of those HD antenna in my window, so I get about, I don't know, 25 stations, because Toronto is just really, the lake is between the US and Toronto, so I get lots of Canadian and American stations, so kind of like almost a mix. Pisces, why is nothing coming up? Pisces. Okay, let's make it. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, there is like this indecision. So I think this is really, really talking about you. It could have been, it could be a situation of some kind of foolishness. This is kind of to me a scatterbrain kind of situation. Things are happening. Something is not moving forward and you're trying by every means to move it forward. Well, this is not a week for moving forward, to move forward. This is the week to actually put the like loose ends together and make the decision, but you are very indecisive. You're kind of like really wondering how to do it. Let me just try to see one more second. Kind of like this whole thing looks a little bit warped to me, so I just want to make sure that we kind of get a better picture here. Well, we'll see. Is this better? Not by much, but hey, I'm just trying to see what I can do on my end. All right, so guys, don't worry and don't fuss. Looks like Pisces might have the hardest time this time around, and it's only because you're getting in your own way. You also have to really let go, and only by letting go you're moving kind of like forward. And looks like the easiest message for Scorpio is going to be this week to absorb, and Cancer is still kind of like mulling something over, or maybe having some kind of difficulties at work. Maybe somebody's not on team Cancer and it kind of like needs to be resolved. So it's going to be kind of like weird. So who do you want me to do next, guys? There is another Aquarian in LA. Hello, hello, hello. I'm just putting this back so they don't mix together. Okay, since you guys are not deciding it for me, I will pick fire. 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 We are going fire. 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 Let's see fire. Because any Aries in the house? Guys, how many Aries do I have in the house? Amsterdam. Awesome. Fire. No, you did not miss Earth. Fire. Queen of Swords. That's a higher energy than yours. Fire. 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 Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, fire. That's absolutely awesome. Look at this, Queen of Swords and King of Wands. This is kind of like you looking into someone, resolving some issues, maybe reaching some kind of consensus. Queen of Wands, that's kind of like cut things off, but look, she's also reaching out. Hey, come on, let's do it. It looks like there is like sort of like a mix between action and planning. There is like some kind of contemplation. If you guys have been struggling with your partner and maybe you didn't see it eye to eye, hello, look at this. They're both very strong. This is the strongest queen of all, but that doesn't mean she's the sweetest. She isn't, and it is because she is not going to be walked on. But look at that. This kind of like is soulmate connection. And I think, yes, guys, you did have a soulmate in your monthly reading. So it kind of like was really interesting, because your monthly reading, and I'm talking Aries, and I don't know why Aries is coming to me, even though King of Wands generally really talks about Leo most of the time. But for some reason, just like Aries is coming to me, that whole energy, where it was sort of like some kind of like stalemate. It was about kind of like working on your own position before you're moving forward, and now I'm seeing in this week is going to be this turnaround. But this is for all fire signs, so let's start with Aries in particular. Aries, so what's the score, Dean? What's the score? Come on, am I kind of like missing it when you posted, or am I not looking at the right time? So Aries, thank you, Dean. Thanks. Aries, you have 8 of Swords reversed. You have 6 of Swords reversed. Oh, look at this. Aries has all air. It is 2-0 England. There you go. The England, go, go, go. I'm sorry. What is this? England playing Spain, right? I think. I'm sorry if there are Spanish people here, but I'm kind of like on England's side. I like the passion. So 17, 23, 31. Aries needs to stabilize, and Aries need to take some kind of rest. This is pretty much the summary. Sweden, thank you. Aries, it's like lots of Europeans in the kind of like quarters right now, right? So this was your general reading, kind of like really kind of like think before you leap kind of a thing. There was a situation that caused lots of struggle, lots of fear, or you have been maybe defensive, maybe certain things were not working out, maybe somebody left, because I see somebody is coming back. The problem here that I see is this Aquarius or the Star card reversed, because this could be a Libra, this could be Aquarius, maybe you're dealing with air sign, or maybe you're becoming an air sign. You definitely need to spend some kind of time to heal. And the situation is not hopeless, because the hope is kind of like an inside job. You really have to work on that, because look at this. You have a really good trajectory. Look at this. This is all coming out. And this one came through as well for you. So I have to take this into account. There is like some kind of guarded attitude for Aries, sort of like you are really not in a celebratory mood. I see that really clearly, and that's of course is not going to help remedying these issues. But I think this is like your way of stabilizing, because you're kind of like feeling, okay, if I have to deal with these issues, I better kind of like buckle up for something. And maybe this is what maybe this is what's going to be. Maybe you are this Queen of Swords in this particular thing. You need to insist on certain things and just kind of like say, look, you know, I'm sorry, this is a no-go. This is my line in the sand. Many people don't have this line in the sand, and they just keep being walked on. They develop codependency. There are lots of issues. And here, like, I mean, nope, with you, like, you know what? Like, this is what I want. So this is going to be, if it's going to be a complete equality, this is going to be total love, because look at here, she is kind of like showing this hand, but here he is. So there is like this give and take, and this is kind of like really lovely. And especially, like, you know, if you kind of like reach both emotional and intellectual kind of merge, this kind of like really is going to feel really nice. Next one is Leo. There is Kimberly, and going to be kind of probably energy coming next. Oh, there you go, Tori. Living with Aries, they're like really mulling something over in their head. But you know, not every message is for everybody, because as I said, they're just puzzles. Pick it up. Leo. Oh my gosh. Leo, what happened? Did somebody betray you? What happened here? I have the Seven of Swords, which I really don't like. Seven of Swords really talks about somebody taking something away from you, maybe leaving you a little bit, so kind of like saying, well, that's good enough for you. But like there are things done in some kind of like shady way that make somebody very unhappy, and there is like this feeling being left out in the cold. It's going to be lots of thinking, Leo, for you in this period, what you do. I think your monthly was nobody is going to put baby in a corner, and baby is like now fighting back. So it's kind of like understanding, and that doesn't have to necessarily mean your mate. It could be somebody outside of the unit, because after all, in this picture, in this deck, she is really hugging him. So he still has somebody who is caring for him. And maybe it's like the two of us against the world. And that's where relationships are the most powerful, when you kind of understand that, hey, the world maybe kind of closed the door on me, but I have you, and like just this is kind of like making me stronger and kind of like understanding of that situation. It also, however, can mean that somebody is simply going to keep that status quo, an impasse, and not move forward in any kind of like direction, and hence you're going to maybe feel being left out in the cold. Be careful at work, because this could mean that something that you have planned on has been given somebody else, especially if you're looking for a promotion. So, am I in a corner? Am I in a corner? I can't get in a corner sometimes, but I don't like to be in a corner, so I kind of usually lash out when I'm in a corner. I have this struggle with my landlord. They're rich, really rich people. And talking about somebody who came to this country as an immigrant, because the guy that I rented this apartment from was an immigrant from Israel. And he built himself to the point of kind of like buying these two buildings, mine where I live and the other one. Both of them have about 50 units or 45 units, 4 floors plus the basement. And right now in Toronto, they're like worth about $10 million. So he didn't like his kids, obviously, because he didn't engage them in working with him for him anytime before. And when he died, which was like a few years ago, their kids, but the kids are already 70 years old, are now taking this over, and this whole building is deteriorating. So now the tenants are kind of like gathering together. And of course, when you fight anybody, they fight back, and it's war. So we'll see who wins. Whew. Let's get this war out. And the funniest part is, like, one of the owners, she has the same birthday as me, February 15th. So there you go. It's the weird world. Weird world. Only thing, she's like 150 years older. And we have here Sagittarians. Sagittarians. Hi, amps. And this one. So we have a repeat. You have this King of Wands. So for Sagittarians, I don't know, do you have a Leo maybe dealing with you, or this could be really you? There is a sense of some loss. There's a sense of something is not moving forward. But you're going to be surprised, actually, because it will. It's going to be some kind of commitment, recommitment. You will really, you really need to kind of like have this conversation. Maybe it's going to be one-sided in your case. Maybe you're going to just get it, and you will be really upset about it. And you see, this is a warrior. This warrior here sort of kind of like is going through the battle, and you know that you don't always win. And he's like in the other deck shown all bruised, and we kind of like had it here for a Leo. But this warrior is still dedicated, still loyal, still kind of like wants to move forward for the king. But looks like here the whole structure is falling apart, and maybe for a reason. Something is wrapping up the loose ends, maybe something that has been a part of the history now needs to go, and it's a stepping back and understanding, you know, hey, you know what, first of all, I have to win against me. That's why like this kind of like big tongue is out and nothing is happening to her. She's really calm. But it's also understanding, look, you know, there is like something in me that is maybe provoking other people, and I need to get stronger. I need to not to feel defeated. I have to keep going, and I have to kind of like recommit to some situation or to some people, including yourself in life. So let's summarize fire. Aries is going to have a struggle, because Aries really needs to kind of like really go a little bit higher than their own vibration. To some extent Leo as well. Well, higher would mean kind of like really putting lots of walls. It's almost like the castle on the mountain. You don't want people to come to you. And the reason usually for this is when your defenses are low and you want to use this kind of natural strategy for kind of like taking some time. So Aries, take some time, enjoy this week, try to really maybe spend some time on your own, because you need to kind of stabilize, to kind of like revisit situations from many different ends. Leo, you are actually understanding the strength of some kind of connection, but you're also understanding what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy. So this is kind of going to be exactly conversation this week with Lot, and this conversation can go back and forth. Queen of Swords is like the one who's going to tell you, look, this makes me very unhappy, and it's like somebody's jaws is dropping. Oh, you know, I thought always you were happy, etc., etc. No, I'm not, and this is what I want to change. And it's kind of oops. And for Sagittarians, they also might be kind of like told, you know, like, I mean, stuff, and actually they're going to really accept, let's call it defeat, but this defeat is going to somehow really work out for all of you guys. Mind you, Aries might spend some little bit more time on kind of gathering strength, but Sagittarians are getting the strength out, which is kind of like really, really awesome. It's kind of like really also healing card. It's kind of like also understanding what goes around you and how you're affecting other people. So the next one, thank you very much, Lati, for reminding people to do it. I actually feel a really light energy. I kind of like this is a smaller group today, and it's kind of like less pressure to go through, if you wish. So, Tori, dear. And actually, you know what? I like so much how you guys are communicating with each other, because it's so good, especially if you're in some kind of peril, to discuss it with people who might be going through the same thing, or just at the very least have like, I mean, a listening ear. We are getting into the stage where nobody listens to us. We used to have friends who would listen to us. Now friends are saying, oh, look, I'm listening to the news, I'm listening to my work, I just cannot take it, please go to a therapist. So this kind of like really, really helps. So who do I want to do next? We did fire, so let's do earth now. Earth. Comments are really important, right? Because sometimes I catch myself that I see something really nice. Recently on Facebook, lots of posts came through and they said, hey, you know, we are not going to continue doing that if you guys are not doing this. And I don't really think this is the best way to go about it. You don't order people. But I catch myself, I see something lovely, some kind of like pet little story, and I don't say anything, but I just kind of click like, and I don't leave a comment. And these people are saying, yeah, leave comments. Well, sure. See, comments are really helping me understand how you receive this. So it kind of like really, really helps. So earth. Ooh, you're getting the lovers first. Earth. And thank you, everybody. Amps, you know what? I'm making you a moderator. I kept thinking about doing it the other day, but I keep forgetting it. There you are. So you can help all these people who are helping me week after week. Yay for all these moderators, guys. Please like thank them, because they're really doing my job for me, because my face is down here and computer is over here, so I don't look two ways. I'm one of those people who cannot focus on two. So these moderators are really, really helping and keeping people informed. So thank you. Thank you. Okay, Earth. Oh my gosh, Earth. Diabetes. I'm feeling the sugar kicking in. Look at this, the lovers. 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. I had this dream that I have to start clarifying aces when the aces come through, because the dream was saying aces are just a seed and you really need to kind of like really see what this seed is going to. So I'm actually starting to do that on my readings. So Nutella out of a jar. I used to do that, and then I found out like, oh my gosh, what Nutella is made of. It's like I stopped buying it. Okay, why is this Ace of Wands there for Earth? Nobody's judging you. Oh my gosh, we all have been there one time or the others. A good thing you didn't finish the entire thing. Okay, why is this Ace of Wands there for Earth? You guys have cheerfulness, joyfulness, and house. And this kind of like really is nice add-on. It could be that there are some kind of celebrations that Earth you'll have this, because look, this is definitely talking about making choices and knowing the choices you are making are really good for you. And it looks like they're really good for your family. This is kind of like multifaceted card. It is like some healing took place, and this healing is now getting kind of like activated. Oh my gosh, you guys, just be very sociable this period. If there is need for second chances, especially if there was somebody who maybe either you were married with or living with, or something was heading toward any of these solutions, then you know this is actually really on. It's kind of like saying, yay, we are kind of like on. So let's kind of go through the segments. The first sign is Taurus. Taurus first. There you have Brooke, your Taurus sun. Oh my gosh, you're having these two stubborn things, Taurus and Aqua. So you're like me, two kind of fixed. And it's kind of like talking about us being in the corner. You better watch it. Okay, so Taurus. Thanks, laddie. Taurus, 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 Taurus. Taurus. Eventually I'm going to make you all moderators, because like we have like such a nice little kind of group over here. And it's kind of amazing, like somebody I think once came here like to troll, and Dean was like, off you go in a second. Goodbye. Taurus. 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 Whoa. Taurus. You see, Taurus kind of like looks like was in its own way. And for a reason, Taurus was like in a self-protective mode, kind of raising the walls, kind of like walls were really high, because something has been hurtful, or there was anticipation of something, you know, that is happening that is not necessarily nice thing. And however, there is like a possibility, there is another 6, you are either going to meet, or you are coming back to some soulmate with whom you had lots of troubles, lots of issues. There was this perceived kind of like betrayal, and right now like there is like a better time for you to kind of like go and sail in those waters and kind of like see and explore the situation. So it is kind of like really interesting. And also, yeah, I more or less think this is somebody from the past. There is like either somebody from the past, and this also can talk about second chances, by the way, or you need to clear something from the past, and then there is like this nice path forward. So either or, like this pain or discomfort, because you see this card is actually related to your card, the Hierophant. He's also having these kind of like fingers here, and of course I don't know why I'm zooming this in, nobody can see it. These fingers are in benediction, which kind of like goes close to your Hierophant card. So if some kind of rules that somebody established, looks like somebody violated possibly your rules, and you were like, the wall is mile high, you're not crossing over, these are my rules. You know, we fixed signs, this is a bad part about us. We are not very flexible when we have these core beliefs. Well, nobody is, but we specifically are not. And that's good and that's bad. It's good because we get stuff done. It's bad when we get in our own way. So you're getting out of your own way, Taurus. That's kind of like good over here. So the next one is Virgo. Virgo. This one really wants, ooh, somebody is coming with love offer, or you are going out to some kind of like, hi Bianca, or you're kind of like giving this message. There's going to be a message, which can even go through grapevine, from what I see. Can actually go through family. Let me see one more for Virgo. There it is, Virgo. There is like definitely a formation of some new circumstance, or some kind of like new possibility, which can actually last for a while. The Magician is already having everything needed, so you just simply need to turn around you. It could be somebody who is a family friend. It could be somebody who is working with you that is going to be really important, and you never know, you might actually have an expression of love. At the very least, you're going to have one of these wonderful moments. You know, like, I mean, sometimes you see an old lady standing in a line at a cash register in a supermarket, and you can tell, like, she is already shutting down. It's kind of like sad. The body is giving up. She's also emotionally giving up. And then you see somebody say, hey, let me leave this card for you, and let me do this for you, and look at and then somebody notices her eyes, and they still kind of like have this like flame. And all of a sudden you see this like life coming through. It takes so little in these moments. So maybe you're going to do something like that to somebody, or something like that might happen over here. So it's going to be, Virgo is going to be really, really interesting over here. And this is really big for you, this like order and kind of clarity. But like, look, you're going into kind of like some new cycle. There's definitely a new cycle over here for Virgo. And Capricorn, I am really watching Capricorn. I am watching. I don't have any Capricorn in my life right now, well, not close to me, but all this US government, all these people who are propelling people forward are Capricorns. So I really want to see what's going to be happening on that level as well. Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. Oh boy, Capricorns, there you go. You are dealing with something past. It's going to be a bloody battle. It's going to be a battle for survival. Something, look, another 10. Something is supposed to swing the other way. You want something to move forward, but not before something from the past is cleared. It looks like something that you did, or something in conjunction with you is going to come to the surface. Usually when the Judgment card shows up reversed, it tells me that somebody knew the difference between good and bad, and they chose bad, and things are just like simply too hard to carry to continue. So is this going to be the House or the White House? Right, because we see that kind of like family over here. So on a political level, I think somebody is really going to probably resign, or it's kind of normal in this White House, or something will be exposed. On a personal level, and this has maybe nothing to do with that, then again, when people, oh, you Capricorns, all of you Aquarians, look, you know, you have a good Aquarius and bad Aquarius born the same day, just they have different kind of like positioning and different stuff, so don't jump. So, but this also means that you might kind of realize that certain things really got hard, and there is no reason for this to get hard. So you might question why somebody did something. You might even realize that something you did actually affected somebody else, and now it is a time and opportunity to clear this whole system. So, yay, yay, Earth. It's kind of really good. Oh my gosh, you guys, literally this week you are like really hot to trot. Okay, this one goes in this deck, this one goes in this deck. Yes, Bianca, you can email me. I think all my information is down in the description, so you have my email, and maybe one of the moderators can actually post it over here. It's mysticcattaro@gmail.com. So what is this? Like, I mean, air is air last, so we did water, we did earth, we did fire. That's right. So let's go with air. I'm just shuffle this. Air. Jessie, hi Jessie, hi Jess. Jess, you're in Asia, right? So wow, look at how international this is, like how people can get along. This is like amazing. So why do we choose not to? The kiddies are probably exhausted. Like, I was getting a really bad sleep this week. It was like one day 47, another day 45. So this is like 115 and 111 degrees. So they were just sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. And so finally I'm getting my life back. And I think they're still sleeping because their job is to sleep about 20 hours a day, so it takes them longer to compensate back. Brooke, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing these comments. Hopefully to see you again. So air. How many airs do we have here? And there we go. Again, the Judgment showing up. Nine of Wands. The Devil. It's kind of weird. I kind of like keep seeing the Devil picking up on the bottom and saying, just don't come, don't come, don't come. And there it is, like 10 of Wands. The Earth had it as well. Here, I don't know if I can fit all of it on. Okay, I can do it this way. So that's really biggie. Whew. Where the heck do I start here? This is really spiritual progress. Starting with Judgment, such a strong card, Karma card, is saying, look, you know what? It is time to kind of like work on something. I don't know if this is some kind of couple or these are individual aspects of our Earth sign. The Nine of Wands has a tendency of coming in and out. Maybe we are dealing with someone from the past coming back because it's kind of really riding toward this Judgment. Dealing with somebody who really wants to clear some situation, or maybe even just go right back, but that's kind of like could be very devastating. We are not getting love. We are getting this kind of issues coming back galore. Maybe there is a third person, maybe there is an ex, but it looks like there is like some kind of essence of, you know, kind of putting things out in the open, airing your laundry, sort of speak. And maybe it's going to be just as simple as messages. Look, things just got too hard. I just, you know, I really didn't see what is ahead of me. And maybe somebody else was there that I really need to work things out with. And it has nothing to do with what I feel for you. And hence, my hands are tied. And hence, there was the difference. I don't know. It can be seen that way. It can be seen that we are being tested as Earth signs. And some lessons that we need to learn. Because you see in this card, it's just like in the Lover's card. Except they have these chains. These chains are actually very loose. If you look at around their necks, they can actually overthrow this if they wish and desire to. Instead, they're choosing to grow these little kind of horns that they have and allow this weird looking buddy kind of like to rule them. So it is, air signs do not like to be chained. It's kind of like grounding somebody. It's almost like keeping the balloon kind of like down on the soil when a balloon can be free to fly. It can really look like that. We really need to see things we need to do at home and kind of like really pay attention to some kind of like ordinary things. But there are like still lots of issues that are still rejected. We are still not looking in some kind of things. So it's going to be now interesting kind of like looking in kind of like particular ones. So the very first one is Gemini. Gemini. No, we don't like to be chained. It's like, I mean, you're really setting yourself up to turn us into the devil. So maybe we are becoming the devil because of some kind of like compression or somebody coming back and not trying to reach consensus. The Judgment is like, okay, it is what it is. This is what happened. Put it on the table. And swords, with swords, air signs, they can deal with this. But other people really can't. And they're trying to wrap it up. They're trying to kind of like schmooze us. And it looks like it's kind of going to be, no, no, no. Look, I have to take care of myself. And kind of like instead of getting clarity, it might actually end up even kind of like being more confused over here. So, well, trust is hard for me. I have to tell you, Lati. The reason why trust is hard for me is like I trust people and then things happen. People do the weirdest things. You can give them everything and they will just mistreat you. It's just like amazing, right? It's like this woman this morning, like, look, you know, you're getting something for free where I spend my entire week instead of like going out, trying to be out of my home, like in this heat where I have to turn the air conditioner to do the reading, to do these readings. And no, it's not good enough. It just, how dare you? I'm too important. I need to have it without any commercial. You should not make money because of me. It is just like, whoa. Right? So trust, I always kind of take with a grain of salt. Especially recently after certain things that happen, I'm kind of like saying, oh, you prove to me first. So we'll see. We'll see. That's why I'm single. Well, trust is kind of like, if you trust, I think it's really good. That's why we have this full journey. We see how it goes from trust pretty much to this judgment. So if everything was trustworthy, we would not have the judgment. So there it is. Well, I don't really ask somebody to appreciate. I'm not some kind of a god. You guys don't have to bend to me or something. But come on. If you cannot really see that it was at least an effort, A for an effort, instead you just go and give me your negativity, just lady, guess like you go somewhere else. There are lots of junk tarot generals, that's for sure. Okay, so you have another night, Gemini. You have another night. There you go. And again, somebody is doing lots of promises. You have a Prince Charming who is basically a big fat liar. Lati, do not trust. Kind of like I'm just telling you right now. This person here is going to dream every single thing you always desired. He's going to tell you, she's going to tell you this, but it's going to be all just something that maybe they're just high, and they're maybe just high on that moment. They don't really mean it. They're going to forget it the next moment. Maybe there's something like that has been happening already, and you kind of like felt that you have been kind of like really, really backstabbed. Again, we're having this something that maybe was leading toward your commitment, toward the ring. And guess what? The worst is over. And right now, you actually, guys, really starting to understand what you need. So this is where it goes. You're overcoming your own issues. You see, for air sign, it's kind of the easiest to resolve codependency. Yes, sure, we can also have it. But, you know, we kind of like are kind of like that highly spirited, which is good and bad. When people say you're passionate, it can mean good and bad thing, right? So here we are constructively using this force. Look at these 2 tens, like there are 3 tens over here. There is like actually 4 or 5 if you really think about it. Moving this into something else, something very productive, with surrounding yourself with people who are loving, caring. And there is like this consensus over here. You see in this card, we don't have this entire family. We see 2 hands that are strongly holding things together. So it is maybe, after all, understanding that something can be created out of a situation maybe that looked dismal. Or it could be simply just walking away from this one situation and all of a sudden the doors are opening. So it's kind of good because you'll be thriving on the positive card of this kind of general air reading. So there you go. What is next? We have Libra. Libra. Thank you, Blue Jemison. Thank you. Very appreciate Justy Rose. Well, people will break it. You see, it's not about them. Ultimately, it's about us. Ultimately is if we can learn that we can withhold whatever happens to us, that we have this line in the sand. Sure, it's painful, but pain is part of life. And this is all there is. Hey, you're not one for me. Off you go. And next, and next, and next. That's the best way to go. And that's maybe why this Knight of Wands is like somebody who is not going to stay. And maybe Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is going to stay after resolving this kind of like issue that is maybe resurfacing this week. So Libra, and look at this. You're getting repetition. The Knight of Wands, but it's reversed this time. And Queen of Cups and 2 of Swords. So of course, Libra, an indecision, like, hello, it's there. So you're kind of looking at somebody, you're really hoping for something to really work out. You're hoping to hear something you really, really want to hear. But you're really, you see, this is kind of like about Libra from air signs, is like really the most romantic one. But where is the big difference between Pisces and Libra, 2 most possibly romantic signs? With Libra gets it. Look, I know you're fooling me. And Pisces always, they want to trust all the time. So you really want to kind of believe. You might even feel very emotional or something, and you kind of like can like start opening up towards somebody, but you're going to start realizing that they are maybe not there to stay. That maybe even if they are there to stay, maybe this is not sustainable for a long time. Maybe you need to kind of like take it slower, take smaller chunks. Maybe there are lots of problems over here. So I definitely see you kind of like being possibly stuck in a situation and kind of like having, look at this, you have like 2 cards with blindfold. What do I say, right? Libra, you know, understand that maybe just doing small things such as, you know what, I just have to kind of wake up, I have to stretch, I have to do my stuff, and just see how slowly things start to open instead of like kind of thinking in big kind of pictures usually air signs do, because that is not going to work. Like, look at this very strong earth that is happening this time around. So we need to be very grounded. Also spend some time in the nature with trees. That will help for sure. We need to kind of also overcome all air signs, and you Libra in particular, how you deal and how you react. Your reaction shouldn't be either fear or denial, but it also shouldn't be anger. It's kind of like that really fine balance, and maybe this is why there is like unknown what to do in the situation. So Aquarians, let's see what is for us this week. Aquarius, look at this. I'm kind of like hitting like under hour. I'm trying to do it under hour, so my timing is a little bit better today. Aquarius, and please guys, stamp if you can check it. I also suggest checking this a few times per week. It's a client of mine actually sent me an email yesterday, and she says, well, I didn't watch those weeklies last week, so I watched it yesterday. I said, oh my god, that was my week. And it's kind of like interesting because you're getting more and more information each and every time. So Aquarius, for this week from the 7th to 13th, go Aqua, go Aqua. Go Aqua. Oh my gosh, the Judgment is coming back here. Okay, Aquarians are really determined to start moving forward, right? But there is like this issue of measured. We are measuring how to move forward. Be very careful, because this is a karma card now showing up twice. Because this card is to me about give and take. And this card also, if somebody is revisiting us from the past, it's going to be the question about the third party, clearly showing in Aquarian's reading, and about something that has been really, somebody was wronged. To be honest, I think 2 people, both people have been wrong here, or maybe even 3 people, but that's pretty much how it goes, right? If you have a third party, then everybody gets damaged, and everybody is like pointing finger at the one that they don't want. The truth is that all of them are really hurting, and it's a really painful situation. That's why I say stay away from married people, stay away from people who are separated. It doesn't matter how long, just stay away. These people are simply almost guaranteed that you're going to be hurt. But I want to check this Ace of Pentacles. As I said, I'm actually clarifying aces right now, because we might actually be faced with something that is arriving from the past. There is like clearly Mercury retrograde kicking in up and down, and it's going to be both good and bad. And it's just kind of good. It's giving us opportunity to kind of clean the slate. It's like the confession that is being made, and maybe it's just to us, and sort of like to start cleaning this direction. And in order for us to go in this direction, this is the first step to do. It's just like 12-step program kind of a thing, and we need to kind of, for something to go long term, kind of clear the past. So let's see. And interestingly, we have the Hope, which is the Star card, which is kind of like how we are being, oh my gosh, look at that. Did I not say this? Somebody from the past. Look, we have Hope and Wedding and Reunion. So okay, somebody looks like, oh my gosh, I'm already feeling sick. I really, being Aquarian, I don't want anybody from my past to come back. I really usually pack them, and I put a really, really heavy stone on that kind of thing and throw it in the water. When I'm done with somebody, I'm so done. And usually, you know, like things when they come from the past, is they just like kind of like push that button in you, and everything that you worked on, everything that you kind of like walked away, is like coming back. Is like, why are you doing this? It's like somebody just poo-pooing on your food. Why are you coming back? Why do you think you're so spectacular? Anyways, they will. It looks like they will. And the bizarre thing is like that we will think there is hope we will think again, did I not tell you the third party? Maybe somebody need to get divorced. Maybe somebody need to resolve their situation. We said, off you go. You deal with your own situation. I am not a part of this, and this is not the way you kind of said it to me. Maybe, you know, we have been the ones who were messing up with somebody's relationship, but look, there is reunion over here. So yeah, things from the past, good and bad, will be coming up here. So Aquarians, really buckle up. But you know what, it is like in our interest, because whether this kind of continues or not is going to really depend on us. It's going to depend if this equilibrium of give and take can be established. You see, like these 2 sixes are there. There is that essence of a soulmate. So it's kind of like really going to be somebody really hard to resist. And I am so not leaving my house, and I'm not picking up the phone, and I'm deinstalling all my apps. So I don't know about you guys. So let me see your messages. Keisha, I don't need to see my ex again. They told me they're moving to Atlanta. How am I supposed to move? Oh God. Yeah, Jesse. Gosh, you know, like you should see this like face by face when this happens. Let me, where is my icon? I'll show you. This is how I start to feel when people from my past show up. It's kind of like really amazing that my ex-husband, it was like 20 years ago, he's kind of like all of a sudden feeling that he wants to kind of come and visit me. I said, what is wrong with you? Like, I ran away from you to a different continent. I don't want this anymore. Just stay away from me, kind of a thing. So guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope this you know, it's going to carry you through this week. I will try today to finish. I already finished Aries. For some reason didn't save properly, so I'll try to work on it. And I don't know if it's going to be today or like tomorrow to finish also Taurus and Gemini, and then I'm done with monthlies. So thank you everybody. You also told her no. Then yeah, it is kind of like, yeah, he said I'm coming. I said, well, you know, it's not a good time. And he goes, why? But we are still friends. Well, and we are kind of friendly because we speak once every 4 years. And I wish you all the best. I mean, I speak to his mom from time to time, but for him to bring him to my space, and you see, I had this electricity kind of like falling apart, and I would be stuck with him in this heat, and I could just like see the arguments. And I said, no, thank you. So thank you everybody, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. We are entering Mercury shadow. It's going to be fun. I'm already seeing it in my files. So let's kind of try to do that. Almost 80 years old, 80 years old. Oh my gosh, I cannot really work with that. So love you all, guys. Hope I see you there. You are my little kind of like cat kittens, all of you. And until the next time, I don't know, I might, and it really was a big question mark. It's not a promise. Kind of like cluing the new moon on Thursday. So if so, I'm going to announce it the day before. And until the next time, you know what? I really love you. And okay, let me give you some music again here. And until the next time, take care of myself, or yourself too.